Hey, brother sewing and crafting family, Angela Wolf here. So there's a lot going on in the studio today, and we've got a great tutorial. But before we get into Laura's great presentation, if you watched my live show yesterday, you know I was playing on the 10 needle. I'm making luggage tags, and look how cute these turned out. And I finally in my head figured out how to finish these. So you'll just have to watch for photos. But I have two of them. I haven't sprayed them to get the little water off yet, but I'm going to put, this is faux suede. I'm going to put faux suede on the back, and I think I've came up with a concoction. I'm trying to make them different than something you buy. So those are in the books, and I'll let you know how this turned out. And then we were embroidering all over yesterday, and some of you said, I want to see what this other design looked like. So those of you with the Avenir, you know you get all of my embroidery collections, and the one that was retro went up a couple months ago. Here is a look at this one, and I'm embroidering this on white stretch denim. So I just need your help because it's longer than I would want a skirt. So should I make a longer skirt or should I make jeans out of it? So this is the borders and corners collection. So it would look great on a quilt or a table runner. And it has a few other designs with it, but this one is one of my favorites. So I just need your opinion. Should I do capris? Should I do jeans? Should I do a skirt? I don't know. So while you're doing that, pop in, say hi. We've got Laura here. So do you remember last time she was on? She made the cutest neck cover, which, by the way, was much needed here and in Florida because it was freezing, Michigan and Florida. And now she's got the matching headband, which I need because when I'm out doing my exercises, my walking, I don't really run. Kind of, it's more of a walk/jog. And I always need a credit card because I'm grabbing some water or a snack. So she's got the solution for us. Let's bring Laura up. Laura, how are you?
Hi, I am good. Yes, I am with you, Angela. I am like so sick of having things that I don't want to carry things in my hands, but you want something secure that you don't have to worry about, especially like something like a credit card. So, and I remember last time I was on, we discussed making the headband with the zipper. So I created a tutorial and a pattern for one. It's very simple. And we're going to call it the Angela headband.
I love it.
Inspired by Angela and her walking and all her outdoor needs. And, I was thinking about you too. It's great for covering like your ears and stuff when you're fishing, even like sun exposure, but also when you're cold out there in the wind. You know what I mean?
You know what? I love that idea because Laura, usually I'll wear one of those, I think they call them gator necks or whatever. And it's that whole thing. And it's usually just my ears that I really want to cover because I already have my, my neck piece and stuff. This will be perfect for that. Then I won't get all over my ears.
Yes. And keep them warm too. But I know your ears are sensitive in the sun. I don't know. So I hope, and I also, the material that I used has the SPF in it. I don't know exactly the science behind it, but there's like some protection there. So you can also think about materials like that when you're doing this as well. So here it is. This is the headband. It's very simple, right? But the first part is the back, and here's your zipper. And it's just enough of a size that you can fit maybe a small key. And then, like Angela said, I'm going to do a Pokemon card because these are very valuable in my house. And then you can just stick, like even your hotel key when you're out. And then there you go. And you usually put this portion back here. So your ponytail, and then this would be the front. So keep that in mind when sewing. So what we'll do is we'll go to the cutting board and I'll show you guys the measurements and the materials, and then we'll come back here and we'll stitch it all together.
That sounds like a great plan. So I've got your cutting board up, and can you all guess what color fabric Laura's going to pick? Of course, her signature.
Yes. Can you hear me good, Angela?
I can. Yep.
Okay, good. All right. So here we have the materials. You want to think when you're doing the material, you want something that's stretchy. This is a 4-way stretch, so something like this. You can also do fleece like we did last time, as long as it's just stretchy this way. So this will be your width way. I'm using a material that is made for athletic sportswear. So you can also use anything with knit, anything polyester, just as long as it has stretch and it's comfortable for you. So the measurements are going to be this one. This is the pocket. This is 7 inches this way and 8 inches in width. For the main headband piece, this is 17 inches this way and then 7.5 inches this way. And then I have the zipper, and the zipper is 6 inches. Okay, so you can, as long as it's gonna fit the pocket, you'll be good. Now when we go over to sew, we're going to flip right sides together, the long piece, and then we're gonna sew all the way down, but you're gonna wanna leave about a 2-inch opening in the center to flip everything out. And then for the pocket, we're gonna sew it like we would a zipper pouch. We're gonna do right sides together, so you'll start here. And then we're gonna wanna use our zipper foot. We'll sew this down. And then once that's sewn down, we'll take this part up and then sew this one. And you'll see how the pocket comes together. And then we'll do some magic and we'll create it all together, okay?
Love it.
All right, I'm gonna head back to my sewing machine.
All right. As she heads back, I'm just gonna change her volume real quick. 1 second. Okay, I think I got it. Oops, let me bring you back. There you are.
Yeah. I just wanted to move you guys up a little closer. I might have to move you a little more too, Angela. Just because he's sewing, you know. You guys see it?
Sure.
Everything good? Okay.
Yep,
good.
We can. I'll bring you up by yourself. And we are live today, so ask your questions, drop them in the chat. Love to see what you guys are working on in your own sewing room.
Yeah, let me move you up a little bit. I'm going to just mute this.
Okay, I'll take you out while you move so you all don't get seasick. Hi, Jan. Great to see you. All right, she's back. Let me bring her back up. That
Here
looks
we
good,
go.
Laura.
Okay, so this is the SE700. That's what I'm using today. Let's start with the main piece. Now, here's a couple things you can do a zigzag stitch, which I suggest. If you want, you can also use like a thread that has elastic in it. So either way, that's fine. I'm going to go to my zigzag stitch, and I like to do a 2.5 and then a 3.5 width. So we're going to sew the tube first, and then I'm going to change my presser foot. So make sure that you leave that opening in the center. All right. And I'm just sewing a 1/4 inch seam allowance, just kind of right along that edge. All right, so I'm going to remember that opening right there. And then sorry if my hand's in the way, but I need to, this is kind of a slippery fabric, so I need to kind of guide it through. Oops. Oh, my thread I'm sorry, 1 sec. My thread just came undone.
Of course, because it's a live show, Laura.
I'm going to change that because I don't like that. 1 sec, guys.
While she's rethreading, pop in, say hi. Which machine is this? Jan wants to know. Did you say SE700 or 700?
700. Yeah,
and this machine actually does sewing and embroidery, so you can do both on it.
Yes. Okay, there we go. Goodness, that's a thread problem. Okay, now we'll go back here. Much smoother. Okay. All right. And it's hard to see because I changed my thread, but there you can see the zigzag stitch and then the little opening. And then now we're going to do our zipper. Okay, so I'm going to go back to a normal stitch for my zipper. I'll do a 3. And then we're going to want to change our presser foot to a zipper foot. Okay. If you want, you can clip this into place too. Don't you come undone, right? The thread. You know,
absolutely not.
It was one of those threads where, you know how sometimes they catch the edge of their own edge. I don't know what it's called, but or the whatever. And you're like, why does it always do that? That's why I like the ones that just have the end with no edging. Do you know what I'm saying?
I do. Yes, okay, I do.
All right. So now let me make sure I got to put this way. I'm going to turn this a little so I can see what I'm doing here. All right. So now we're going to sew. Just kind of put that right in the center, and you can pin it or clip it just so it doesn't, like I said, this is kind of a slippy material. So you definitely got to guide it through and take your time. Let me just make sure this is nice and even. Okay. See? Now we're going to just sew right along that top edge. And I will have to, okay. All right, we're sewing through. I'm just using a 3.0 and just making sure all the layers are there. When you do your zipper, Angela, do you lift it up and pull it down, or do you do it all over again?
You mean close to the little zipper head?
Yeah.
You know, it totally depends how close I'm sewing to the zipper,
right,
and how big the zipper is. So if I'm doing a jacket, I'll usually lift up the presser foot and move the head out of the way. So it really depends how close it is.
Yeah,
I don't know. We should ask everybody watching. How do you sew your zippers? Now, by the way, this is not on your machine, but there is a new foot that Brother came out with. And Laura, I don't know if you know about this, but it's the adjustable zipper foot. It's so cool. I don't know the technical name, but it came out with the Celeste. It's very nice. You can move it as close to the zipper as you need. I love it. And it's great for piping too.
Ooh, yeah. I always am looking for things to simplify sewing a zipper. You know what I mean?
All right, Jan said, I just got the new foot. Okay, Jan, what's the technical name for it? I call it the adjustable zipper foot, but I'm sure there's like a more technical name for it. I don't know.
Yeah, what is it called? Is that with the luminaire you said, Angela?
No, it came out with the Celeste. It came out this year. So for the sewing only. But you can buy the foot from your Brother dealer for most Brother machines.
Oh, nice. I need to look into that. All right, so now I'm doing the other side. So we're just sewing our little pocket. Yeah, this one I'm going to see if I can. There we go. All right, almost done.
That machine is very quiet.
It is. All right. So now we have our little zipper pocket. So you'll flip right sides out. And there we go. You can top stitch if you want. I just didn't think it was necessary, but if you wanted, you can top stitch those down. Just less stitching because it is going to be stretched a lot. I didn't want all this, you know what I mean, layers and stuff like that. Now we have our tube, and this is the kind of tricky part, but fun part. So we are going to take our zipper. If you want to, if you're worried about it shifting, you can sew these basically down a little bit right here. So I might do that because I don't want it to move when I place it inside the main piece. So I'm just going to do a little stitch to keep everything in place. But this is optional. I'm only doing this because I am doing this on a live and I don't want things to, you know, kind of shift. Let me change this. I'm changing this back to my J foot. I'm only doing this because I don't want things to kind of shift when I'm sewing this, and then we kind of messed up on the live.
We don't want that.
No, we don't want that. All right, so I'm going to just do a little, there we go. Just to keep it in place right here. And you'll kind of know what I mean when you're sewing these, how it can kind of get twisted. All right, so here's the other side. All right, now the fun part. We got our piece right here, the main piece. We're going to take, it doesn't matter which side, we're going to place it right sides together. So basically inside this tube. And then it should fit with the measurements almost perfectly. Like that. And then we're going to sew. Now I have the little stopper right there. You want to be very careful. I'm going to just push this down a little bit, and then that way that stopper will kind of be there right at the stitch line. So just kind of make sure. Now you can use one without a stopper. That's optional. Okay, so I'm just going to sew this now. You can do a zigzag stitch if you want. Keep everything in place. All right. I'm going to go very slow right over the zipper. There we go. Perfect. All right, so we did that. And I'll trim all this. Now we got to go back to the other side. Hope this is all making sense.
It is.
And now there's a way where you can just kind of top stitch it, but when I did that, it didn't look very good. It didn't look, you know what I mean? It was kind of all wavy and stuff. So, wait, where's my other? Oh, okay. So I pulled this side through. Now make sure it doesn't twist inside, or it's going to come out and be kind of twisted. All right, so now we're going to sew this side. Make sure the zipper pull is in the middle so you don't hit that. I'm going to have to clip all of this because this side is a little bit harder to get even. Oh, my stitches came undone. All right. Another thing, you want to make sure this right here stays flat. Otherwise, it'll be kind of uneven.
This is going to be so cute. So while you're doing this, I'm checking all the questions. And Lorraine, thank you. It's the adjustable zipper piping foot, part number BLG-AZF. I knew somebody would help us out on that.
Ooh, I'm going to look into that. Because I sew with a lot of zippers. You do too, huh, Angela?
I do. I love zippers. Judy, Romano, we haven't seen you in ages. It's great to see you on the live show. And yes, we are live on Facebook and YouTube for Brothers. So leave your comments and questions. Let's see. You want to know if you could use it as a neck cover if you don't like headbands. Yeah, I don't know why not. Or just kind of hanging.
Absolutely. All right. So now I'm going to sew this part. Again, just be mindful of... Hold on. I just want to make sure I'm at the... Just be mindful of any like zipper pulls or anything like that. So I have the zipper stoppers in there. So I just want to make sure that's what I'm pulling this up to make sure they're out of the way. You know what I mean? This is the tricky part, but you know what? It looks good once it's all done. The other side was so easy. You know what I mean? All right. So I'm just Sorry if my hands are kind of in the way. All right. This side might be a little uneven, but it's all good. It's going behind my head anyways. All right. I'm finishing this side. And then I'm going to grab my scissors, Angela. I don't have them right here. And then so I can clip anything. So let me see how it kind of looks like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. All right. So let me grab my scissors really quick. 1 sec.
Okay. It looks like a little scrunchy. And actually, while you were doing that, I ran out of bobbin thread. So on my little design here, I was able to move. There's a little button you click on the machine. It slides the hoop out of the way. So now I can put a new bobbin in. So I'm embroidering while you're sewing.
Hey, you know what? That's how I like to do things. I like my embroidery machine running and then I'm sewing. Absolutely. All right, so now we're just clipping away the little edges and then the magic, hopefully. Go to that little opening we had and then you just pull everything out. And ta-da!
Oh my gosh, look how cool that is.
And then look, you got your headband.
That is adorable.
Isn't that cute? And
okay, Laura,
say,
I have a whole different, you just gave me a whole different idea. So I think they call them like fanny packs or whatever. And I don't like to carry them all the time because they're just, I don't know, they're not my favorite and they're so bulky. Yeah. That, if I made it the right size for my waist that I could slide on, it's stretchy, would be a super easy way to drop. Well, maybe I make it big enough to throw my phone in there and then a credit card.
You know what? It's funny you say that because this is basically how you would make a fanny pack for your waist as well.
So but that's way cuter than the one I have.
Well, yeah. And you can, Angela, you could also make like the main part right here a different color and then maybe have this part black, the pocket black or whatever. Another tip, and I should have mentioned this prior. So, but I didn't want to do it because we're doing a live. But what you'll want to do is you'll want to measure when you do the first side, check and see, maybe pin the other side without sewing it and check and see if it's the right size for your head. Because you might need this one. I can tell I would probably take it in a little bit. So just keep that in mind. You know what I mean? That you're getting the right measurement on your head. So, or waist, Angela, same with it's a fanny pack too, guys. This one, actually, I think I'm going to put this one. This one's my fanny pack.
Hey, well, Laura, you're a runner, so you'll know this. Lori said they have them for runners. They're called spy belts. Why do they call them spy belts?
I don't know. I've heard of them though. Yeah, and people will put their phones or marathon gels, whatever. They have the fuel that they put in there. So I've actually, like, you gave me a great idea that now I have a running belt as well.
A coordinating. That was the easiest project ever. Does anybody have any questions? Lorraine, you're asking where's the button to move on the Evanier? I'll show you at the end here. Anybody have any questions for Laura on this? Well, they're dropping in the questions. While they're doing that, Laura, I'm going to go over here and move my hoop. So while we're chatting,
so good.
And that way I can show Lorraine where that is. So,
and guess your last step would be to sew this little opening closed. And you can honestly just throw it right under the sewing machine and stitch it up, or you can hand stitch it. It doesn't matter. Just remember, it will probably be in the front. So you want it
to look nice.
Yeah, she said try it on.
Oh, yeah. Well, because you've got amazing hair. It's going to look great.
Let's see. So here's my head one. This is when I measured for my head. And you just, now obviously I would wear my ponytail. Nice. And then you just.
Oh, that's so cute.
Now, if you want to cover your ears, which right now it is cold enough that I would do that. And then you would have the pocket back here. You would want your ponytail up high though. You know what I mean? Mine's low, so it's kind of annoying.
Okay, I love this. And this would be perfect for fishing.
Yes. And you can make it thinner too, Angela. Like you can do this if you want it even just thinner. You know what I mean? Change the width.
Yeah.
But someone said a net guard too. Like, look, yeah, you can make it a net guard as well. And then, you know, I could just pull it over my shoulder.
And now you have a spy bag.
Yeah, we got the versatility in one. This one is definitely a waste. Now, what I would do is I would just go back through and then sew it. This one's smaller. You know, different materials. Like for some reason, the measurements that I used was great for this one. Different materials might lead to a different width over when it's finished. So just keep that in mind when you're doing that. And yeah, the measurements, I did do them in the front at the start. The measurements were, the pocket is 7.5 inches by 8 inches. And then the rest of the headband was 17 inches wide by 7.5 inches. And
okay.
Yeah. But we also did that in the front.
The measurements. But of course, if it's for a child or an adult, it might be a little different as far as.
And you're right. You're going to want to, maybe I would suggest doing a sample and just making sure you're getting it right for your head. Also too, like I said, when you do the first side, you know how you'll have that other side open, you can try it on first and then adjust where it needs to be.
Perfect. Mm-hmm. I love all the questions.
I know. This is a fun one.
I'm going to bring my screen up and show Lorraine this for everyone who has the Educator or some of the other Brother machines. I'm going to stop this.
That is so pretty.
Isn't this looking beautiful?
Yes.
This is like my favorite. And I'm also going to do this out of some other colors, like a teal and purple. But wow. I wanted this to be the side of my skirt, but it's almost as big as my arm. So I think I might have to do capris. I don't know.
I can't believe how big that hoop area is too. That's awesome.
I know. I love it.
So dramatic.
Don't get dizzy on me, guys. But here's the button. Right here. That's the button, Lorraine. So if you need to change your bobbin, usually when you change the bobbin, this will show up at the bottom anyways. But if, say, I don't know, whatever you want to do, but that's that button right there. We'll move the hoop out of the way. Because, Laura, sometimes the hoop's so big, and it'll stop embroidering like way here over too close. And you can hardly get your hand in there if you wanted to change the needle or something. And so that button will move the hoop all the way out of the way and makes it a lot easier to be able to.
That is, you know what? That is a good feature. I never thought about that because that does make sense. Sometimes you're like trying to adjust things or even take a photo.
Right.
Wow. Sorry.
Hey, you know what? I'll bet you it's your friend that wants to go running and wants your head.
Hold on, 1 sec. Angela, 1 second, answered the phone. Let me tell her 1 sec.
Okay, that's even better. So, hey guys, this has been a great show. Laura's coming right back. But do you have any questions for us? Because we are going to be on next week. We got some great shows planned. Rosemary's coming on Tuesday. And then if you want to see how my multi-needle luggage tags turn out, I'll let you know this afternoon. I'll post a photo. I want these finished before I fly tomorrow, Laura. So I don't know. I'm telling everyone that last week they broke my luggage. I don't know who they is, but so I bought new luggage, and now I want luggage tags to make sure that.
You know what's funny is my phone answer. You know how like you put "do not disturb" on your phone, and I'm like, why did my computer answer my phone? Like, what is going on?
That happens all the time.
Oh, does it? Well, I never get calls, and then when I do, it's alive.
It happens when I'm calling my mom, or my mom will call, and she'll be on my computer, and I'm over here, and I'm like, I don't know how that happens.
Yeah, that's so funny.
Well, Laura, I know March is National Quilt Month, so we won't see you then, but we will see you back in April, and I cannot wait. We got to come up with something fabulous because this was perfect.
Yeah. Why don't we we need to do, I don't know, maybe a poll or something like that. Give us some ideas, like challenge us, and we will we would love to bring this to life for you guys. So if you have any ideas that you guys want to see us create, let us know.
That sounds like a fantastic idea.
And
Laura,
do the Angela headband.
Angela, I love
the
I love it. Everybody's saying thank you, thank you. Okay, let me make sure I bring Laura's site up here because she has awesome stuff on Instagram. So here we go. Trash to couture.
Yes.
Here it is.
Oh, I saw something. You can turn off that feature on Macs. Okay, good to know. Thank you, Heidi.
Everyone's saying great show. Thank you. Thank you. Well, if you guys have any questions, now I know that there are some special deals at Brother Dealers right now. So make sure you pop in, say hi to them, see what's happening, and check out that new zipper foot because it works on a lot of Brother machines, not just the Celeste, although that's when it first launched. So if you have any other questions, even if you're watching the replay, drop them in the chat because Laura and I will answer those for you as well. So Laura, till next time.
Yay.
Happy sewing.
Thanks for having me.
Bye.